What if the secret to staying young wasn't in a gym, a supplement, or a doctor's office, but in your daily steps? In Japan, 80-year-olds walk faster, longer, and with more energy than many 40-year-olds. They live some of the longest, healthiest lives on Earth, and it all starts with how they move. Studies show Japanese seniors walk twice as much as people in most countries, and scientists say this single habit may be one of the simplest anti-aging treatments ever discovered. Today, we'll uncover why Japanese seniors walk more, how walking keeps them younger, and what groundbreaking Japanese research reveals about a special form of walking that's changing how the world sees aging. Let's start with some context. Japan has one of the highest life expectancy rates in the entire world. But here's what's really impressive. It's not just that Japanese people are living longer. They're living better. They're staying physically active, mentally sharp, and independent much longer than people in most other countries. Here's the key difference. In Japan, walking isn't treated as exercise. Walking isn't seen as a workout or something you have to schedule into your day. Instead, it's just woven into the fabric of everyday life. It's how people get around, how they run errands, how they meet friends, how they go to work. In many countries, especially places with heavy car culture, we say, okay, I need to work out today, so I'm going to drive to the gym, spend an hour there, and then drive home. But in Japan, especially among older adults, movement is the default, not the exception. This is a completely different mindset, and it changes everything. When walking is built into your daily routine, when it's not something extra you have to motivate yourself to do, it becomes sustainable. It becomes a lifelong habit. Now let's talk about something really important, the environment. Because here's the truth. Japanese seniors don't just walk more because they're more disciplined or motivated. They walk more because their environment makes it easy and practical. Japan's cities and towns are designed in a way that encourages walking. There are sidewalks everywhere. Public transportation is excellent and reliable. Shops, restaurants, and services are often clustered together in walkable neighborhoods. Even in residential areas, things are designed so you can walk to the local store, the train station, or your friend's house without needing a car. This is what we call pedestrian-friendly infrastructure. The Japanese example shows us that individual choices happen within a larger context. So what does this mean for you? It means that if you want to walk more, you need to think about your environment. Maybe you can't change your whole city, but you can make small adjustments. Park further away from the store entrance. Choose to walk to nearby destinations instead of driving. Take the stairs instead of the elevator. Use public transportation when possible, which usually involves some walking to and from stops. The point is to look for opportunities to build walking into your existing routine, rather than treating it as something separate. All right, let's get into the good stuff, the actual health benefits. Because understanding why walking is so powerful might give you that extra motivation to lace up your shoes. First, let's talk about physical fitness. As we age, we naturally start to lose muscle strength, mobility, and endurance. This is just part of the aging process. But here's the beautiful thing about regular walking. It dramatically slows down this decline. When older Japanese adults walk regularly, and we're talking almost every single day, their muscles stay stronger for longer. Their joints stay more flexible. Their cardiovascular system stays healthier. Their balance remains better, which is incredibly important for preventing falls, one of the biggest dangers for older adults. Think of your body like a machine. If you use it regularly, it stays in good working condition. But if you let it sit idle for long periods, it starts to rust and break down. Walking keeps the machine well-oiled and functioning smoothly. But the benefits go way beyond just physical health. This is something that often gets overlooked. Walking also supports mental and emotional well-being, especially for older adults. Here's why. In Japan, walking is often a social activity. Older people walk to meet friends at the local tea shop. They walk to community centers. They walk to visit family members. They might walk with neighbors or join walking groups. This social component is absolutely crucial. One of the biggest risks for older adults is social isolation and loneliness, which can be just as damaging to health as smoking or obesity. But when walking is built into social activities, it naturally combats this isolation. So you're not just exercising your body, you're also exercising your social connections, which keeps your mind sharp and your spirits high. Japanese seniors aren't just living longer, they're staying younger longer. What does that mean? It means they're maintaining their quality of life. They're staying independent. They're able to do the things they enjoy. They're not just adding years to their life, they're adding life to their years. And a huge part of that comes down to this simple habit of walking regularly. Now, here's where things get really interesting. Because in Japan, researchers have developed a specific walking method that seems to be even more effective than regular walking. At Shinshu University, Dr. Hiroshi Noze and Dr. Shizue Masuki developed a walking method now practiced across Japan called interval walking training, or IWT. Here's the formula. 3 minutes of fast walking, about 70% of your max effort. 3 minutes of slow walking to recover. Repeat that cycle 5 times for 30 minutes, 4 to 5 days a week. It's simple, no equipment required, but powerful. In a 2005 study with 246 older adults, those who practiced IWT for 5 months improved leg strength, 13 to 17%, aerobic capacity, 9%. A 2025 study on older adults with type 2 diabetes shows, after 20 weeks of IWT, participants showed dramatic improvements in balance and coordination, leg power and reaction time, neuromuscular control, reducing fall risk. Even those over 65 responded strongly, proving it's never too late to start. Walking might look simple, but it's a total body reset. It strengthens your legs and hips, improves circulation, and boosts mitochondrial energy, the true engine of youth. It stabilizes blood sugar, reduces inflammation, and even triggers mood-lifting brain chemicals. Researchers have found that seniors who stick to IWT maintain reaction times, gait speed, and muscle strength similar to people 10 years younger. It's not just about living longer, it's about living younger. Another 2023 study in community-dwelling seniors examined blood pressure. While average BP change wasn't huge, researchers found that men who spent more total minutes in fast walking had greater reductions in diastolic and mean arterial pressure, a clear dose-response effect. Why is this more effective than just walking at a steady pace the whole time? Research has shown that this interval approach provides better results for several reasons. First, it improves cardiovascular fitness more effectively. Those bursts of faster walking really challenge your heart and lungs in a good way, making them stronger. Second, it helps build more muscle strength and endurance compared to steady, slow walking. When you push yourself during those fast intervals, your muscles have to work harder, which makes them stronger over time. Third, it's more efficient at countering age-related decline. Studies have found that older adults who do interval walking show better improvements in physical function than those who just walk at a constant slow pace. But here's the beautiful part. It's still just walking. You don't need any equipment. You don't need a gym membership. You don't need any special skills or training. Anyone who can walk can do interval walking. This simplicity is key to why it's so effective in Japan. Because it's accessible to everyone, regardless of income level or physical fitness. You can do it in your neighborhood, at a park, or anywhere you have space to walk safely. And because it's more efficient, you get more benefits in less time. It's easier to stick with. You might only need to do 20 or 30 minutes of interval walking to get benefits that would take 45 minutes to an hour of steady walking. Now, we need to talk about something that goes beyond just the physical act of walking, because there's a cultural component here that's really important to understand. In Japanese society, older adults are respected and integrated into community life. There's a cultural expectation that people will remain active and engaged as they age, not retire from life completely. This cultural attitude matters because it shapes behavior. When society expects and supports older people to stay active, they're more likely to do so. When there are social activities, community programs, and infrastructure designed with older adults in mind, it creates a positive feedback loop. Also, in Japanese culture, there's a concept of finding purpose and meaning in everyday activities. Walking isn't just about getting from point A to point B. It's part of engaging with your community, maintaining your independence, and taking responsibility for your own health. This is different from cultures where aging is sometimes associated with slowing down, withdrawing from activities, and becoming dependent on others. The Japanese approach treats aging as just another phase of life where you adapt, but continue to stay engaged and active. If we expect to become sedentary and frail as we get older, that's more likely to happen. But if we expect to remain active and engaged, we're more likely to take the actions that make that possible. Now let's talk about what all of this means for you, wherever you are in the world, whatever your age. The first big takeaway is this: movement should be the default, not the exception. Stop thinking of exercise as something separate from your daily life. Instead, look for ways to build movement into everything you already do. This might mean walking or biking for errands that are close by instead of driving. It might mean taking a walking break during your lunch hour instead of sitting at your desk. It might mean organizing social activities around walks, meeting a friend for a walk and talk instead of just coffee. The second takeaway: try interval walking. Even if you can't walk as much as Japanese seniors do, you can make your walking more effective by incorporating intervals. Start simple, maybe just 1 or 2 fast intervals in your normal walk. Gradually build up as you get more comfortable. The third takeaway: think about your environment. What changes can you make to support more walking? Maybe you can take a different route that's more pleasant or interesting. Maybe you can find a walking buddy to make it more social and enjoyable. Maybe you can explore your neighborhood on foot and discover things you've never noticed from your car. The fourth takeaway: make walking social when possible. Invite family members to walk with you. Join a walking group in your community. If you have a dog, those daily walks count too. The social component makes walking more enjoyable and sustainable. And here's the most important takeaway: think long term. This isn't about losing weight for a vacation next month. This is about maintaining your mobility and independence as you age. This is about being able to play with your grandchildren, travel to places you want to see, and live independently for as long as possible. Let's wrap this up. What have we learned today? We've learned that Japanese seniors stay active and youthful longer, not because of some secret formula, but because walking is deeply embedded in their daily lives. It's supported by their environment, their culture, and their mindset. We've learned that the key isn't just walking, but making walking a natural part of life rather than a separate exercise session you have to force yourself to do. We've learned about interval walking, a simple technique that makes walking even more effective by alternating between fast and slow paces. We've learned that the benefits go beyond just physical fitness. Walking supports mental health, social connection, and overall quality of life, especially as we age. And most importantly, we've learned that these principles can be applied anywhere, by anyone. You don't have to live in Japan to benefit from this approach. You just need to shift your mindset and start looking for opportunities to build more walking into your daily routine. Walking alone isn't a magic bullet that will solve all health problems. Japanese longevity is also influenced by diet, genetics, healthcare, and many other factors. But walking is one of the most powerful, accessible, and sustainable things you can do for your health, especially as you age. So here's my challenge to you. This week, find 3 ways to add more walking into your daily routine. Not exercise walking, just regular life walking. Walk to the store instead of driving. Take a walking meeting. Walk around the block after dinner. Just start building that habit. And if you're already walking regularly, try adding some intervals. Speed up for a minute or 2, then slow down. See how it feels. You might be surprised by how much more energized you feel. Remember, the goal isn't perfection. The goal is progress. Every step counts. Every walk matters. You're not just exercising, you're investing in your future self, in your independence, in your quality of life for decades to come. Thanks so much for watching. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more content about health, longevity, and living your best life. Until next time, keep moving, stay healthy, and I'll see you in the next video.